Fatcat. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it, so you niggas can't forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles Riddick, with my game up the bar, so your girl will let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue it. Cause if you found something better, you would sit Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show was rocking. Fatcat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fatcat show and you don't stop the knocking.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FATCAT. Man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go.
Yo. What's cracking? You rockin' with your boy, the sinister minister, the Rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last rites. Y'all know who it is, the thinking deacon, your boy Fatcat, and I'm here today, by myself. I don't have my co-host Satellite. He got other little endeavors, but it's all good today. What's up with everybody that's rocking with me? Good to see your face up in the place. And as I said before, in the top of the show, show your support and subscribe to the Fatcat Show Network on YouTube. And also you can catch us on the above platforms like iHeart, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Blog Talk Radio, Periscope, Facebook, all that I need to mention. But also, like I start off every show, just out of respect to those who are celebrating birthdays today. Happy birthday to those celebrating. It's always good to be in the land of the living. I want to wish my cousin John Boy, my deacon at church, John Boy, my cuz, happy birthday. As I say, September, man, is a lot of my family members, important family members' birthdays, like my mom and my first cousin Rick and all that. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are celebrating good birthdays today. And it's good to be in the land of the living still, and just like we got life, we got death. And so I want to give my condolences, my heartfelt condolences to those people who may have lost people during this time. It's still serious out here, and we're losing people right and left. And I think I'm still seeing people playing with their lives a little bit with this coronavirus. I think people don't believe the hype and what's happening with people actually catching the virus and dying. But they say the death toll is down with it, and I think people are a little bit comfortable with that. And a lot of people that's catching it now are like asymptomatic with it. So I guess we can be a little bit happy, but I seen some weird stuff. My old alumni, Southeastern High School, yay. The Jungleers, they opened back up, and I seen kids over there with no masks on. I seen a ton of kids over there with no masks. And I just felt that was weird. But as for me and mine, we are not, my kids will not be attending school. I'm sorry. They will not. How many people out there who kids are in school right now? You feel comfortable with your kids going to school, or do you feel comfortable going to the gym right now? I heard they just opened the gyms up damn, which means I'm going to have to start paying my gym membership again, or I'm just going to cancel it because I'm not, currently I'm not using it. I was starting to get back into it before the pandemic hit, but I don't feel comfortable going in there now. I heard so many horror stories of people coughing, and I know this one guy, he said he was in the car with some people, and one guy coughed, and next thing you know, he ended up in the hospital with the corona. My former pastor caught it. It hit a lot. I mean, a lot of people that I went to school with caught it. I knew family members that caught it. And I guess that's why it's so up and close and personal to me. I'm pretty sure that everybody got a story to tell as far as the coronavirus. Personally, I don't want to play with it at all. So if you do, that's on you. But as for me, I don't want it around me. I know I'm a little bit more brazen when it comes to my faith because I opened my church up. But we got little bit of people coming to church, and we're spread out. We're spread out. Everybody ain't bundled up on each other, and we a small church. So I'm thankful to God that we're able to hold our service and still, nobody has come under fire or caught the virus. And we've been going on, I think we've been open for about 6 or 7 weeks. And so, thank God that, none of us have caught the virus. So, anyway, I want to get into one of my first topics. We have 2 topics before our major topic. But I want everybody that's in, if you got any comments, any type of comments on any of the topics that we're going to discuss in today's show, that number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. Like I said before, my co-host isn't here, so if you want to talk to your boy or be come host it with me or whatnot, the time is now. You can call in and just kick it with your boy and let's strum up something, have a good show, But anyway, the first topic that I want to discuss for today is 101. 101. Good Lord bless them. A 101-year-old woman from Westland, Michigan, came up missing. She was supposed to go visit a friend and get some ice cream. She drove off. A 101-year-old drove off to get some ice cream, to go visit a friend, and didn't come back the next day. And she came up missing. Family was worried. And, the rest we'll discuss later after we get into the video that I have on this situation, and we're going to discuss it. And let's go.
Missing 101-year-old woman has been found safe at a bank in Canton.
It was over 24 hours of agony for a Westland family when May Baker went missing after she was supposed to drive to get ice cream and visit a friend.
The great news is that she was found about an hour ago, and we do want to go live now to 7 Action News reporter Kim Craig. And Kim, do we know who spotted her?
Yes, Amira, and that's what's crazy. She was actually spotted by a teller here at this Huntington Bank, and it was his day off that this happened. Now, he came to this Huntington Bank on Ford Road just before 4 o'clock this afternoon to do his own personal banking when he says he spotted Miss Baker. Now, EMS arrived here about 25 minutes ago to begin checking her out after an agonizing 26 hours for her family when she didn't return home yesterday.
She wouldn't do this on her own.
Phyllis Williams says her mother, 101-year-old May Baker, left her Westland home Monday afternoon to visit a friend who lives just 2.5 miles away in Inkster on Hazelwood near Middlebelt.
Just stopped by because she wanted to go get some ice cream too, and She just didn't make it back.
May Baker's friend said she never even made it to his house. Her family then called police as the grandchildren began to search.
I know it's good people out here. I just hope she runs into one of them and you know, they help her.
But Phyllis says she can't help but fear that her mother may be the victim of foul play.
But she don't lie. She probably met with the wrong person. Because they said there's no accidents that have been used by that car.
Phyllis says her mother was diagnosed with dementia a couple years ago at the age of 99, and they took her car away. But last month she bought a car like this one, a 2010 sky blue Ford Fusion.
We didn't know she was getting it.
They battle all the time because she didn't want her to have a car anyway. But
you know, that's enough. You get the picture of it. You know, a 100-year-old and 1-year-old woman, you know, goes out, and you can see she a feisty little something. If you, the family, I think they did their part in the beginning by taking her car away, but the 100-year-old woman, who took her, after they took her car, who took her to buy another car? And who, that has to be predatory lending for them to actually sell this woman a car, especially after the woman was diagnosed dementia or something. But I think really I sympathize with the family because not too long ago we went through, my mom and I went through that very thing before my grandfather passed, as far as him still trying to be independent, and he had dementia, and man, I had to chase him all through the street. And this is something that we have to take serious with our elderly, because they're not living in Mayberry like back in their days anymore. And this is a rough world for old people. Yeah. That's what I was just talking about, Mom. This is not a Mayberry world no more. And like I said, me and my mom, we was out in the street, we had to chase him, literally. You know, my grandfather was just ripping and running the streets, you know. And these when they got that mind state, man, they don't sense danger. They don't know, and these people nowadays, they don't have respect enough for elders no more. They'll knock an elder out like he was 20-something. You know what I'm saying? They'll shoot an elderly person. So, I mean, it's rough out here. So it's best. So one of the best things that my mom did was she went and got guardianship over my grandfather. So family members will help them. Yeah, you know, luckily they found this woman. You know, she was at the bank and she was doing her little banking, and they found her, and the cop said it seemed like she had her wits about herself, but at the same time, yeah, she's blessed. At the same time, I would have to say to myself, like, hey, Grandma, you know, I know you want to go over your friend's house. I pretty much understand that, but you can't go by yourself. You know, anything can happen. I know feisty. My grandma might have been feisty or something like that, but I'm going to have to tell Grandma. I'm going to have to see what's up. And, you know, as soon as possible, I'm going to have to snatch them keys from Grandma. And I'm going to have to, I had to take the keys from my grandfather before. And when I took them keys, he didn't get them back. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to put your foot down with Grandma or Granddaddy or whoever that elderly person is. And you know, hey, you know, I know they were rough in their day, but hey, what a 101-year-old can't beat me up. You know, they can beat me up, but they got to catch me first. But I know, you know, we dread the day that, you know, these type of things happen to us. Look at what you got to look forward to. Hey, don't be wishing that on me. Hey, you know, Granddaddy took it all out of me. You know, he took it all out of me. So you know, so I'm not gonna judge this family because we went through it. I mean, you know, my grandfather being a pastor, my grandfather was sleeping at the church and was doing everything. He was ripping the streets at 11 p.m. and 12 p.m. I had to get out my bed in the middle of the night and go get him and all of that. You know, that's rough. You know what I'm saying? And just to know that, you know, she had came up, she was missing for a minute, didn't even make the friend's house. That had to be a nightmare. You know, there had to be some type of nightmare to even be going through that at that time. And I'm glad it had a happy ending and stuff like that. And God bless her, 101 years old and still got enough wit to do that. Oh, praise God on that one, man. I'm sure. Well, we can only be so lucky, you know. I actually thought my grandparents would make it to be that age. Me and Mom used to make jokes about Granddaddy being the last one in the family living in a spacesuit and stuff like that. And hey, you know, but anyway, they was blessed, and God bless all the, you know, the elderly, you know, that's still kicking and still doing, you know, the things they do. I'm happy and I'm blessed, you know, to have had my grandparents and stuff like that. But we have to do things that's, you know, it may be uncomfortable sometimes, but sometimes, you know, for our elderly, we got to make them hard decisions that might not be comfortable for them. But, you know, it's for the best of them. And we got to, my mom made that, she had to make that decision for them. I know my grandfather, man, he was always an independent guy. But my mom had to make that decision, you know, so he wouldn't be out here hurting himself or somebody running to foul play, you know, doing something. My grandfather he had trouble walking and he was still trying to escape. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the families that's dealing with that. And I pray that everybody have some kind of luck and God shows favor and grace over those who are dealing with that situation right now. God bless all of you that can, you know, that's dealing with it, that you know, took the time out to even take care of your loved ones who are elderly, and you know, you going through that. I mean, it ain't easy to change a grown person's diaper and do all that stuff. You know, hey, shouts out. I understand that some people can't do it, but to those who do it, man, those are heroes. You know, my mom, man, she had to change my grandmother and grandfather, you know, and do all of that. Shouts out to her. You know, that was a hell of a task. And so, hey, you know, I salute everybody that's able to do that. Amen. Yeah, getting to my next story. This one is a bittersweet. Man, I was just talking to my mom about this one. The TV series Greenleaf, I am glad. So glad that this show is done. This show, I know Oprah produced this show, and people got to stop looking to Oprah for things. You welcome, Mom. People got to stop looking to Oprah for things. One thing, over all these years, you got to realize with Oprah, she hates black men. She's for empowering women, but she empowers them in the wrong way. You know, I have no problem with women empowerment. You know, I'm a Christian man. I believe that a strong Christian man has to lead his family. And a lot of this show, Greenleaf, it kind of speaks against a lot of principles that God has set forth. God, it's an order to God. And people have to realize that God set an order. If you read the Bible, God set an order. And we know that we coming down to that time where, you know, the world is really trying to change God's order. And I'm not going to dive too deep into it because it's too controversial to touch on. Not that I'm worried about it, but I don't want to get into it too deep where I might have somebody offended, and then I'm gonna have to, really debate it. But one thing I have to say is that I'll say it before. Not saying that women can't lead, but if you got a strong Christian man, that man has to lead the family. That's just my take on that. The man has to lead the family. In this show, we had a narcissistic mother who hated her daughters, but she was steadily trying to boss the husband around, who was the bishop, and she wanted to be the pastor. She wanted to be over the man, which sounds so much like Oprah. Sounds a lot like Oprah. Like, just let's throw the black man under the bus. Let's make this woman just as powerful as him, and matter of fact, make him wimp out to her a lot, which he did in the show. He wimped out to her a lot. And then the bishop was coming to the end of his term of being the bishop in over the church. And it wasn't enough that his season had passed. And she his wife, so her season's supposed to be done too. But nah, she want to knock the man out of the way, and she want to be in charge, which wasn't her season. But she had younger people up under her. It was a young son that was a minister up under her. It was a young lady, and and all that. But that's another here or there. But it was just too much. This mother was too much of a, one of those. Everything she represented, everything that's wrong with the church right now. And I don't want to give away, the ending, and I want to be a spoiler alert type guy, but it was a lot of some things in there that I just didn't agree with. How many saw Greenleaf? How many saw it? It irked me from the beginning, but it was just like one of those irks that I couldn't help but still watch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting up here, I'm watching this woman. This show you that Oprah has no type of knowledge of spirituality or anything. The mother hated her daughter. She had an adulterous affair in her marriage, and she hated the daughter that she had the affair with. But yet she's saying when things arise, she's still being hateful, but she's saying, I'm gonna let the Spirit guide me. How's the Spirit guiding you and you hate your daughter? That's one of the things that kind of like got me. Like, what type of foundation and spiritual foundation they building within this? And it always got to be all kinds of chaos in a black family. They always got to show the chaotic part of black families, and it was irking to me. It was very, very irking to me, and I was glad that they chose not to bring this show back. I'm telling you, it irked me to my core. I mean, and I just wanted to put that out there. And I know some people might have loved it. You know what I'm saying? From a different standpoint, it was just like, it wasn't. The family was so twisted that even all the ministers of the family had so many skeletons. They, all of them having little affairs and doing. Just nobody was right. And not saying that saints of God have to be perfect, but wow, at least you got to be pressing towards the mark. It was just so much that was wrong about that show that kind of, but that's what you have when you got a person writing it that really don't have no spirituality about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe you got a different take on it. And if you want to call and talk any of it, this is a call-in show. So if you want to talk to your boy, that number is 646-564-9728. Press that 1 if you want to comment. I'm really happy that show is gone. I hated how it ended. I'm not gonna say how it ended, but I hated how it ended. I mean, in the beginning, I was tolerant of it at first, but then it got a little bit aggravating because I hate when, I'm gonna just say it like this. I hate when black women that call themselves being strong try to undermine a strong black man. I don't like that. That is one of my things. We battling too much with each other. You know what I'm saying? Let that strong spiritual man lead the family. You know, it can't be two chiefs. Can't be two chiefs in the family. It don't look right if a man is a yes man to his woman. Don't look right. A man, I'm not saying a woman ain't no leader, but a man is supposed to be the leader of his family, especially according to God's order. That's if you really believe in the word. God has an order to him. And you have to, you know, and you say you a believer, then you believe that order. You know, so that's just me, you know. Maybe I'm going to get a lot of comments saying that I'm a sexist and all of this and that. But, hey, I'm just telling you what I know, what I read in the Bible and what God said. So, definitely, I don't, maybe somebody want to argue. Maybe somebody got a different point. If you do, like I said, once again, that number is 646-564-9728. Call your boy up. I don't have no problem talking with you or taking your point or listening, whatever you're doing. I know it's kind of late, and you know, and normally on Saturdays I really don't do shows this late because, you know, of course, you know, I got an obligation to God on Sundays. So I am a minister, and so normally I don't do things this late. But I did sleep all day, you know. How many people do that? Don't you hate that when you sleep all day and now you up at night and then you try to get that rest because you know you got something to do the next morning or so, and then you fighting to go to sleep. You spend more time fighting to go to sleep, and then you're more tired than you will ever be the next day. So I'm hoping that I can rest easily after I do this show. So, but like I said, anybody that got any comments on anything that was talked about on here, that number is 646-564-9728. And make sure you press that 1 if you want to comment. I'm going to get into my main topic for today, and this should be a pretty good one. My main topic for today is it wrong to feel you need to be in a relationship? I don't know. It just depends on the person. I was one of them people before. Not gonna lie. I love to be in love. I don't know how many people ever felt like that. I mean, I know it's a lot of people that love that feeling of love, even from the time when you were a kid. Let's say when you had that puppy love, you know, when you was a kid, you know, when everything was just so innocent and you had that. And I don't know if you remember the first time a person, you know, a boy or a girl slid you a note that said, "Do you like me? Would you be my girlfriend or boyfriend?" You check yes or no. And you remember that innocent feeling that you had back then, and you was like, man, that it just, you ain't even know what it was, but you just knew it felt good to for somebody to want you. You know, it felt so good, you just didn't even know. And back then, you know, things were a little bit still kind of innocent, and you know, you really didn't even know about sex and stuff like that. I remember that, like in the first grade, I had a young girl, in my class that slid me my first note, and I forgot her name. I forgot her name, but this happened in first grade, and this girl slid me a note, and she was like, you do you like me? Yes or no? I never forget that. And I remember being a kid, I didn't know what being a boyfriend was about. I was a little guy, I didn't, but I felt good about getting that note. It felt good to know that somebody wanted me. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, like, as you progressed and you got to seeing, different people in different situations of relationships, I know you seen, coming up, you seen some relationships good and some bad. And then, like, sometimes you might see that relationship that was bad, and sometimes it will, you'll say, hey, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship. And then you might look at it and say, hey, that's not going to happen to me because I'm going to find somebody that love me. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in a relationship. I need to be in a relationship. And so then you get into a relationship and you used to having somebody and you like the way relationships make you feel. I don't know about you, but I think the first time I was really in love, I remember just the feeling of it, just having somebody that loved me, well, who I thought loved me. And, of course, we were tight at first, and you just like being around the person. It wasn't even, it wasn't even about just, sex all the time. It was just being around that person and stuff. And I remember my first heartbreak, how it felt when somebody broke your heart, when you lose the person that you thought loved you. It was a hurtful feeling. And I just, I don't too much blame. I remember just going through all of the emotions of relationships, and it's nothing wrong with being in love. Nothing wrong at all. I mean, we were taught coming up, me and Satellite, my co-host, always talked about how we were brought up and raised, like all the so-called men in our life that wasn't quote unquote family men or something like that. They was always trying to make us be players coming up. The one thing they used to always say, man, you supposed to have about a ton of girlfriends. We used to hear that all the time and all that. And I knew early that I wanted to be in love. I wanted to be in a relationship. Because I love relationships. Even though, I had my period where I was a playboy, I used to play the field and used to have a ton of little girlfriends. But after a while, man, that played out. And I remember one time I had, I called myself having so many girlfriends and stuff. And I remember one time I had this was around the 90s, and I had I had went to the hospital for pneumonia, and I thought I was so much of a player that when I was in the hospital, nobody came and saw me, and that was my first reality, like, hey, you ain't the player that you thought you were, and so. It gave me a taste of that reality, but it always, like the song Teddy Pendergrass said, it's so good loving somebody and somebody love you back, and that's one of the greatest feelings ever. I don't know. I hate talking to myself, so I know it's somebody out there that can relate to something that I'm saying right now. So. Like, once again, if that's you out there, that number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment. I don't like really talking to myself, but, hey, ain't nothing wrong with it as long as you don't answer yourself. But like I said, relationships are a wonderful thing. They are. I mean, I love them. I was at that point one time where I thought that I needed to be in a relationship. And depending on the person, I mean, I don't know if it was a really a self-esteem issue or what it was, but I think I just really just love to be in a relationship. I think it might have had a little bit something to do with self-esteem. I don't know, but it's hard to picture that it's somebody out there that don't want to be in love. You know what I'm saying? But I have met people that stated that. You know, I got cousins right now that say they don't care if they not in a relationship. So, you know, remember one of my cousins after I done broke up out of a relationship about for the 100th time, he told me that, man, I think you better single. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow. I think Luther Vandross had a song. What was that song? Other Side of the World, when he said, sad because I thought that maybe love wasn't meant for me. And I was at that point where at one point I thought that maybe love wasn't for me. You know? And maybe love ain't for certain people. You know what I'm saying? But at this point in my life, you know, I'm glad I'm married. But if I was single right now, I think my whole world would be kind of different. I wouldn't want to be out there playing the field. I wouldn't want to be dealing with a woman that I have no intent for. I don't want to waste my time like that because I don't want to be old and lonely. You know what I'm saying? I want to have somebody that care for me, somebody that we can share our lives with until we check up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to go through that. And maybe somebody out there feels different. What's up, Periscope? What's up on YouTube? What's up, Facebook? What's up, Blog Talk? What's up, all the who out there? Who's out there that can relate to any of this? A lot of people hate talking about love. You know, sometimes love is hurtful for some people. There we go. Blog Talk Radio once again. But I'm going to keep it going. Anyway, let me test this line. Yeah, Blog Talk went out on me again, y'all. My lines went out. So, but we still got the comment box. No, the lines are no longer working. Let me make sure everybody know that. My lines are no longer working. So, but you can still hit that comment box down there and let me know what you're thinking. Yep. But I don't know. Who all love to be in love? That's the question. Who all love to be in love? I love to be in love. I love, I tell my wife every day, baby, I love you. I love you for just putting up with me. You know? I love you for just putting up with me. I know I'm a trip. I know dealing with me is a trip. I have certain ways about myself. You know what I'm saying? I have them ways. But the thing with me is that when I'm mad about something, I keep to myself. I don't like to lash out at people. I keep to myself unless somebody is really aggravating me with something. And sometimes it's hard for me to contain it, like if a person is really pressing me about it. But I think I'm a little bit different since, I done gave my life over, so I don't try to, I look at the spiritual part of people when situations arise. I think I believe more that we're dealing with the person's spirit rather than the person. You know, because some people were born in confusion, and so you have to take account of people's how their upbringing and all that, especially in dealing with relationships. You know, you gotta look at everybody don't know how to love. You know what I'm saying? Everybody didn't grow up watching good relationships. I grew up watching a great relationship with my grandparents, you know. I grew up watching a wonderful relationship that lasted a long time. You know what I'm saying? Really on both sides. But I didn't get a chance to really know my grandparents on my dad's side, you know, but I knew on, watching a pastor and a first lady, on that end. And I always knew that I wanted a love like that'll surpass time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men out here that be ducking relationships are scared because, like I said, in plenty of shows, that this is a woman's world. You know, and if a man, the most a woman to get out of a bad relationship is a broken heart. And yeah, you get left with some kids sometime, but that man, if he picked the wrong woman, man, he gonna get took through the ringer. He gonna have to get three jobs to survive because the woman gonna take half his check and all of that, and he gotta, hey, he gonna be up doo-doo creek. You know, that's why men are so hesitant now to get into relationships. You know, it ain't that most of them want to just be players. You know, some of them are just scared to, because the minute sometimes with some of these women out here, when a man shows that he kind of wear his heart on his sleeve, man, a woman is these women, they eat that alive, and they'll have you eating out of the palm of their hand. And so men they rather be emotionless. And then women be like, why you don't show no emotion? Do you really love me? Do you? And the guy don't want to show that side of him. He don't feel comfortable laying his cards on the table because he's scared you gonna capitalize on him laying them cards out. You know, I think women are very different than they were years ago. It's some beasts out here. I mean, these women, man, they worse than men. You know, if you agree or disagree with me, write it down. I was about to say call me up, but I can't. You can't even call me up now because the line's messed up. But comment below. Let me know what you think. You know, we got 16 something minutes left, and all is good. You know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling that I'm gonna probably sleep good tonight. I don't even know. I didn't get a chance to even pay attention to the game tonight, and if the Lakers put them boys up out of here. But I ain't gonna talk about that right now. I'm just on that subject of love. You know, how many people are in relationships right now? How many people are in their current relationship right now? You know, one thing I gotta say on Facebook, if I gotta put complicated to me means you don't need to be in a relationship. Should nothing be complicated about a relationship? Either you love me or you don't. Either you're gonna do right or you won't. You know, nothing should be complicated. If I got to put complicated on there, I don't even want to talk to you. I just want to move on. I want to find somebody that it ain't complicated with, you know. But complicated to me is I'm scared to break up with the person. I'm with him, you know, he doing wrong, he or she doing wrong, and I'm scared to break up with him, or I don't want to break up with him. I just want to keep dealing with this knucklehead. That's what they say to me. Because should nothing be complicated about love. I mean, love, we gonna have our problems. We gonna deal with certain things in our relationship, but nothing should be complicated. You know what I'm saying? If the person is beating on you, of course you don't want nobody beating on you. Leave. If the person is cheating on you, you don't want nobody cheating on you. Leave. If you gotta constantly argue with the person and you ain't got no peace at home and your head constantly hurting from arguing all day, leave. I had to learn that back in the day. I remember just being in a relationship, man, and I used to just argue every day. But I was young then, and I didn't know. That's probably why I got a lot of these whites in my beard right now. But I didn't know that then. I thought if you didn't stick it out with a person that was weak to leave. But, I thought eventually you would argue so much that you would get tired of it and stuff like that, and then everything could be straight. I was naive. But, hey, I learned, and that's why I set the bar after that particular relationship. And now, you know what I'm saying, me and my wife, and we good. We have our disagreements and stuff, but we know how to go to our own corner and take a breather, a woosah, and then when it's time to talk and come back together, we'll come back together and babe, I'm sorry, blah, 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 let's get together. My wife always say to me, she said, I don't like it when we don't talk. And I'm the same way. I don't, as much as I try to play hardcore with my wife, I don't like when me and my baby ain't talking. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was just one of my favorite things about being in relationship. My wife made being in the relationship so wonderful for me. You know what I'm saying? And I just think this is the greatest love I ever had as far as in a relationship. Somebody that really wanted to stick with me and stick it out with me. It done been times where, where like even when I first went on disability, not having no job, my wife was like, well, a lot of women would look at it like, hey, you at home all day, hey, I don't know about that. I want a man at work. You know what I'm saying? This and that, but I'm just thanking God for having a wonderful wife. I know a lot of people out there that are just, they want to be with somebody. They want to be with somebody that loves them, but it's hard. It's slim pickings out here. That's why I don't understand that when people have a good woman or a good man, that they jack it up, all for a cheap thrill. It's nothing out here right now that I would mess my relationship up for, that I would mess my life up for. You know what I'm saying? I have wonderful kids. I have a wonderful wife. I have, a lot of things. Especially I respect my God too much, and my wife and my family to mess anything up. But who all out there? I just, who messed up before? Who messed up a good relationship before? I know I got some people out there listening. Write your comments down. While I had the lines, I was trying to get a lot of people, to kind of like respond, and I'm gonna have to give a blog talk about these lines. This is the second time. This is the second time in a row that my lines went out, and I pay too much for my lines to be going out. So I don't know who's still with me out here. Who think they need to be in a relationship? Does that seem weak to you? Do it seem weak for a person to say that they need to be in a relationship? Or do it seem desperate? You know, I just know that some people just can't take being alone. You know, and I think that's why after the marriage, the divorce rate is so high because you end up settling for anything just off the need of not wanting to be alone. You know, you end up marrying the wrong person. You end up ignoring those red flags that's out there. So, but everybody, you know, I know it's somebody out there that can relate, you know. I don't know if Motherly Love's still on here. She probably fell asleep. Jamie, you know what's up with you. Long time no see. But I don't know. Love is an experience. It takes work. You know, and that's what happened with a lot of people. You know, you work so hard to get in a relationship, but once you get into it, you stop working, and it takes work to be in a relationship. I know I have to work every day. You know, with my wife. You know, not saying that it's manual labor, hard manual labor. Hold on. But you know, you have to because it takes compromise all the time. Because we don't always agree with each other, but sometimes we gotta agree to disagree, or we have to compromise to make things work. You know, because we ain't gonna always be on the same page with certain things, but when a decision have to be made, we make sure we put our heads together to make the best decision for the family. And that's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's the hardest working part about a relationship is compromise. You know, it's that compromising part, making it work. You know, you got to make it work. We got 7 minutes. My love days are over. I just want to share life. Share life. With who? With who you want to share life with? That's the question. Everybody not worthy of time. You know. You just got, but people will show you, you know, their interest. You just have to be patient. You know, that saying, you know, good things come to those who wait. Excuse me, y'all. I got a burp. I really believe that because as good as a person try to deceive you, they eventually show their side if you just wait them out. You know what I'm saying? You wait them out and you'll see. I remember meeting this girl one time, and she was real aggressive, and she called me. This was a red flag to me. She called me the night that I gave her my number, and normally, like, even with men, like, we have a rule. Even with me at that time, I was called myself being a player. I had a rule, and my rule was, you know, if I got your number, you got my. I always made sure you had my number. I didn't call you first. I wanted you to call me. I wanted to see where your interest was at. So I sat back and I was wondering when this girl was gonna call me. You know, blah blah blah, because we always testing them waters. So she called me that night. I gave her the number, and not only did she call me, but she wanted to come over that same night. And I thought that was weird, real weird. Like most guys would be like, yeah, come on over. You know, I'm gonna do some things with her, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I was thinking to myself, you know, because at that time, you know, you thinking women have set a dude up too. But that's how I was thinking. I was like, is she trying to set me up or such and such, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so I told her, no. I said, nah, I gotta do something in the morning. I don't want, I don't want no company right now. I got too much to do. And so I said, but let's set a date up. Let's go out. And so I set a date up, went out. And so all while we was on the date, the young lady kept, pushing the issue about being in a relationship. Like, and to talk, this is our first date. And, she questioned, I mean, I know people be like, are inquisitive or like, why you ain't got no girlfriend? Why such and such? I understand that type of questioning. But then when you like asking me stuff like, so you gonna be my man early? When you start asking me stuff like that early, that make me think you a needy person. That make me think, like, is you crazy? You know what I'm saying? Why? It just, are you a stalker? Or I start thinking stuff like that. And so, I mean, the girl, she was an ambitious woman. She was going to school to be a surgeon, a neurosurgeon, and all that stuff. And she had, she had her head on her shoulder and stuff like that. But I had already knew just off that conversation that this is somebody that I really didn't want to be with. It was pressing the issue. And then another red flag with her that I found out, not just, she had 2 kids, but the kid's daddy was in jail. And that was one of the other knocks to me. Like, the baby daddy in jail that can come home at any time, or if he was really in jail or not, or he was just somebody that she was mad at that done dumped her and stuff like that and got the potential to come back. That was one of them things with me. We all got our pet peeves when it comes to stuff with relationships and who we mess with and who we won't. But that was one of my things with her. But anyway, I'm messing with my soundboard, forgetting that I don't have no boards no more. But anyway, we down to the last 2 minutes of the show, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight to the Fatcat Show. Sorry about the lines. Hopefully we'll rectify that later and all that. I want to thank Motherly Love for tuning in, Jamie and all who are watching me from all the other platforms and maybe listening to. I know Blog Talk people probably, y'all can't listen no more. You cut off. My YouTube people, make sure you subscribe to the Fatcat Show on Fatcat Show Network on YouTube. Shouts out to those with birthdays once again, and condolences to those who lost people, who may have to attend funerals and stuff, or who may have attended funerals this weekend. And shout out for those who got to get up in the morning and go to church. Waking up in the morning with your mind stayed on Jesus. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But just take it easy, and if you out right now and you're partying, be safe. Don't have a designated driver with you if you got to go drinking and stuff like that. But pretty much, if you're partying, you probably ain't here right now listening to me. You probably already deep in your party phase right now. But just be safe, just in case you are listening. It's rough out there. Don't drink and drive. Don't be the cause of somebody losing their life, and just be safe for you and be safe for your family, because if anything happen to you, you affect your family also. So let's be safe and continue to pray for each other, and let's make the world a better place. And that's all I gotta say. And I'm up out of here, y'all. Peace and love. We out.